Give me a target.
Got a bad case of Rover's back.
Critical thinking, a sign of a healthy mind.
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
You're done for.
Have a look at that. Like falling stars.
At times, nature needs a help. Interesting.
Prepare to fight if you've any honor.
Hi, welcome to stream. So this is our pass. So we kind of didn't use Ike's main ability. We higher. Hello. Hey, what do you mean by tag team mode? People swap in? Heroes, characters? Okay. So he just yielded. So we got one card out of him. No, 2v2, kind of like Mythgard. I haven't tried Mythgard's 2-on-2 yet, but that might actually be pretty fun, right? Gwent, Magic the Gathering was actually a pretty fun game, and the way I even know how to play it is my friends used to play like what 5, 6, 7, 8 players all playing Magic the Gathering, and no one knows the rules. It's pretty much okay.
Hello, maker of the moon. Your creation has inspired my every move. You're the science.
You're the science
In the stars.
in the stars.
There is beauty, there is fire in your eyes. Here we are, face to face. Lost and wandering.
Oh no. Oh no. That's exactly what we were hoping wasn't gonna happen. We were hoping it'd only ping the first one, but it pinged 2. It pinged his shield off. Holy, holy. We're 1 card up. So you see he has 8 cards. We have 9 cards. We milked 1 card out of him. I don't know if we're really climbing. We're just doing a couple rounds just for fun. Tamer of the tides. I should kill them both. How can I kill them both? Very hard.
You are the wildest in the wind.
Hold on.
And I feel you so much closer than my skin. Here we are, face to face. Lost and wandering.
Just having a good time.
The universe declares your praise. Sing high.
Oh, thanks. You're always welcome to add me. In any game I play, you can always add me. Hold on. Face to face. Oh, this one's gonna be an interesting match. This is gonna be really interesting because I can't really shoot that all unless it's one turn. I want to shoot. I'm trying to shoot this card, but there's no point. I need to actually kill this. This is a little dilemma going on. Defender's the new mechanic introduced in the most recent expansion, Iron Judgment. Basically, what this card is saying is I can't actually shoot any creature but this creature. But if I shoot this creature, then he starts to get armor. Heartbeat beating, speaking. Oh, I just stepped out for a second. What's going on here? I just stepped out of the room for a second. I just made a mistake here. I just shot my own Priscilla, so I might lose the game because it's shooting Priscilla and not giving a charge. That's my fault. But I stepped out of the room and came back to the room with like too few seconds. And the animation time on Dandelion, this is the first time we just played Dandelion, it's kind of slow. So that's not good. This is going to kill Priscilla. Oh, this is not good. It's okay. Like, it's not what we were trying to do. We were going to kill this thing. But, other plans were to be had. Ooh. Dude, this card alone has really hurt my game plan. Oh wow! So this thing would have actually died. Yeah. So then our loss is going to be traceable to the fact we shot our own Priscilla. But Maker. Whether or not you shoot your Priscilla or not, God's still cool. So like it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. That is a clear and disgusting mistake. Shooting your own Priscilla is a mistake. Science in the stars. Because we're gonna lose so many other engines because of that. Face to face. We lost approximately 20 points losing Priscilla because Priscilla can keep buffing other creatures. So it's a lot of points. It's like a lot of points were lost. And then that would have died too. Dude, it's like compounded so hard. Shooting that one shot. This thing lives. This thing lives. This thing lives. Oh. It's okay. You know, you lose this game. Just be aware of it. Go to the next game. Don't let it affect the next game. And yes, we're coaching ourselves. I really believe in coaching yourself. In fact, because we're going to lose this game, I'm going to actually read, when we hit champion in Mythgard, we actually, every single rank, we wrote something. And every single thing we wrote, we read it to ourselves multiple times. And this was like trying to encourage ourselves. So when we were at M5, we said, champion coming up. At M6, we said, we want to fight and beat the best, the hardest, the most OP, the scariest. We want to fight and beat the best, the hardest, the most OP, the scariest. M7, we will not fear any death. We will not fear... Okay, my turn. Holy, holy is your name. We actually might come out on top somehow. We might actually come out on top. Wonder at the God of time and space. Because we do have like 2 more cards. Universe. At M7 we said we will not fear any deck. We will not fear any player. We will not fear defeat. We will not fear bad luck. We'll continue our reading. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. We'll post a link to what we're even reading, because I'm sure people could benefit from reading this sentence. Okay, so at M7 we said, we will not fear any deck. We will not fear any player. We will not fear defeat. We will not fear bad luck. Shooting yourself is bad luck. M8, always looking to improve, applauding our opponents, trying our best, maximizing our win chance, mining replays, asking questions, enjoying the battle. Enjoying the battle. It would not be a battle if it was easy. If it was easy, if every match, I've concluded, if every single match you played was delivered to you on a silver platter and it was a win regardless of what the hell you did, if every draw you had was perfect, as a strategic thinker, you'd become a potato. Because it's the exact same thing as playing PvE. PvE is like playing against bots that you know you're going to win against. It's so boring. It's boring. So if you played against other people and it felt like you won every single time without trying, your brain would not be forced to create strategic solutions. You create, you amaze me. At M9 we said, make it meaningful, celebrate victories, no shame in defeat, no shame in defeat, forward. Be misunderstood, get creative. So make it meaningful, celebrate victories, no shame in defeat, forward, be misunderstood, get creative. So for example, if you're trying to motivate yourself on stream, you'll always be misunderstood. If you start saying things like, you can do it, you can be a champion, you're amazing. If you just start saying those things, people think you're a crazy fool. But I believe being misunderstood is actually potentially a competitive advantage. Imagine this. If you're playing against an opponent and if they understood you, if they understood every move you made, if you were intelligible, they can predict every single next step, next move you do. So technically, when you're actually playing a versus match, you don't want your opponent to understand what you're doing. You don't want to be understood. Therefore, you want to be misunderstood. And this is actually really important too. If you're a streamer, like I was streaming Elder Scrolls Legends, I was streaming Mythgard, and we played a lot against our people who watched our streams. We actually played many games against people who tuned in. And I believe that if our opponents actually understood what we were doing at every single time, or if our viewers understood what we were doing, they would actually be able to carry that over into their matches and use that against me. So being understood is nice sometimes, but it's not really that important to be understood by everyone. If you're actually spending too much time trying to be understood by everyone, you're probably going to waste your time because there's what, 7 billion freaking people on the planet. So how many people do you need to make how many people do you need to understand you to be satisfied? The reality is you only need a very bare minimum of people to understand you, only to a certain degree, to get what you need to achieve what you want. And I think that's something that I learned in that journey, is be misunderstood. Don't spend that much time trying to get people to understand you. So no shame. I'm going to be right back because I need to go get something and help out. But no shame in defeat. I can talk about these. I'm going to link. I love these themes because when I meditate on these words, I get excited. And when someone might wonder, where did you get these ideas from? Oh, this part of the song is really nice. I'll link this song that I'm singing too. I can feel your heartbeat beating. I can hear my God is speaking. Actually, everything I wrote, I think God spoke to me. Because the normal version of Leckety Leck Leck has shame and defeat. I normally, as a normal person, would take shame and defeat. I got defeated. Oh, I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. So I hear God tell me, no shame and defeat. If you tried your absolute best, what more was there to give? You tried your absolute best and you're defeated. And I learned that defeats, when you look at the replays, for example, Mythgard, it's the defeats. Every time an opponent defeats you, they're actually using a strong deck. And if they're using a strong deck, what's to stop you from appropriating their strategies, their superior tactics, and using it against your future opponents? If you lose a match against the best Gwent player in the world, you can cry river and say, oh, that sucks, or you can be ashamed and say, oh, I'm such a great player, oh, bad luck, I hate this, oh, I shot my own creature. Or you can be like, what did he put in his deck? What cards did he put in his deck that I'm not putting in my deck? What can I copy that would make me be just like the best player in Gwent? Alright, I'll be out brief. AFK. Now you can check out the deck, and I'll be right back.
Hello, maker of the moon. You were there when I was in my mother's womb.
Alright, so I'm back. Hello, Maker. Okay, so at M10 we said, okay, so I look. So I said no shame in defeat. Forward. Defeat is something interesting. Like, if you lose a game, we can just talk about games, but they're analogies that carry over IRL. But if you just lose a game and you let it affect your mental state, if you let it negatively affect your next match, that defeat did not end in that game. It went into the next match. So this is where forward comes. Forward means leave the past behind. I studied history. I love history. I love the past. And I think history repeats itself is a very shitty quote. I think it's a bad quote, not because there aren't repetitions in history, but because it misattributes why history repeats itself. History repeats itself and pretends that history is some living force, some cosmic power that damns people to continue the mistakes of the past. I don't believe that's true. I believe that every moment is unique. Every battle, every situation, it's unique. Every year is unique. There are repetitions in what occurs. There are similarities, but it is something unique is happening in every battle, in every match, in every moment. Holy is your name. So forward is a declaration that yes, perhaps the past, you can learn from the past. You can watch replays. You can study the books. You can study the annals of history. But at the end of the day, where are we going? Are we going backwards? There's only three directions anything can go. It's either decay. Decay is to go down. That means become worse. Stasis, to stay the same. Or growth. And growth is upward. Growth is positive. So when I say forward, it's saying there might be decay, there might be decline, there might be stasis, but we're going to find a way to growth. We're going to get to growth. And we experience these things all the time. Decay is like your rank is going down. Stasis is like your rank stays the same. You're peaking, you're at a plateau. Growth is when you're shedding your shell, what you were, and becoming something more fantastic. And I've learned, I think if you study different societies, whether they're clans, tribes, nations, cities, businesses, corporations, alliances, everything is in either one of these three states: decay, stasis, or growth. And growth is not the natural state of things. So when you speak of technological advancement is not a given. It doesn't automatically happen. A person could actually play Gwent, Shadowverse, Elder Scrolls Legends for 10 years of their life, and they may never become the best player in the world. And another person can play that same game 1 year and become the best player in the world. It's because one person hit stasis and the other person has found the secret to growth. So wander, God of time and space. So get creative. Get creative is all about, okay, what are you getting creative about? To be creative means to create. And in many cases, we cannot actually see, we do not know the solution. The solution is unknown, or we do not know how. They don't know how, or we don't know what, or we don't know why. Creation, like the act of creation, is something humans can participate in. We can create solutions. We can create You see an idea that someone says, that sounds like a bad idea? Humans have the ability to take a bad idea and turn it into a good idea. Imagine in the Stone Age someone saying, hey, I wish, it'd be really cool if everyone had this, like, stone and held it in their hand and could talk to people, like, they could be, like, 10,000 caves away from us, and we just hold a stone and we're gonna be like, hi. Dude, everyone think you're stupid. That's a cell phone. That's a cell phone. Why was it stupid then, but it's not stupid now? It's because humans have the ability to be creative. We can get creative. We can look at around us. In a card game, you can look at the cards around you, build a deck. That's creating a solution. What's the problem? You have another deck to beat. You're pressing a button, enter the ladder. You're trying to beat another deck. Creativity can be applied to find solutions to problems. Sometimes humans face problems we don't even know what the problem is. We can only see the effects, the symptoms of the problem. Take mass shootings in the United States. Mass shootings are happening, but are mass shootings caused by gangs? Are they caused by drugs? Are they caused by the internet? What are they caused by? It's not even true. Maybe it's a bit of this, a bit of that, a bit of this, but what is the actual breakdown? No spreadsheet can tell you what actually caused these mass shootings, right? And this is where humans can get creative and say, okay, it's not just, in this case, it's the problem's so complex. We have to get creative to even find what the problem is before we can get creative to find out what the solution is. Okay, at M10 we said, it's okay to be original, okay to copy, okay to be the best, okay to be bad, okay to win, okay to lose, honor good. To us, it's okay. One of the things you see in CCGs is you see camps form. You see people say, oh, those guys are net deckers, or oh, I'm original. I only play original decks, and I don't net deck. I don't copy other people. So you see people polar, and then you see some people who only copy, who only net deck, and they are never original. And my conclusion is, it's okay to be original. It's okay to copy. It's okay to be the best. It's okay to be bad. Sometimes we guilt trip people for saying they're the best. Someone says, I'm the best. We're like judging you because we judge people for saying they're the best. And then we judge people for being bad. Okay? It's like, oh wow, that person sucks. They're so bad, they're not worth watching on stream. They're so bad, their opinion doesn't matter. They're so bad, right? But the thing is, in a video game, as an example, the majority of paying customers are bad. I'm just putting that right now. If you ever plan on making a video game and making money from a video game, most of your customers are going to suck at your video game. So you're going to need to actually make it fun, design your game, your experience to be satisfying for those players. How many people are actually good at Monopoly? I don't even know if anyone who plays Monopoly can actually say they're good at Monopoly. Like 99% of people who played Monopoly are bad at it. And they still own 2 or 3, maybe have owned 2 or 3 Hasbro boards from the company. And reality is, why does the company even care how good or bad they are? They're getting paid. So it doesn't actually matter how bad your customer is as long as they're a customer. It's okay to be original, it's okay to copy. The reality is there's just so many people who want to experience the fun in a game, and they can't get into the game quickly. Like, it's not easy to just build a deck out of nowhere. Like, if I'm playing multiple games and I want to just play some time, I want to spend some time with Gwent, and I just like spend some money, buy some kegs, and I just want to start playing something fun. The fastest way to do that is to copy someone. It's just to copy someone. And the reality is, even for original thinkers, original deck builders, I think learning to copy can improve our creativity. I mean, what stops a person from copying decks and then creating their own decks? You can do both. You don't need to be locked into saying, I only do original decks. People who have locked themselves to saying they're only going to be playing original decks run into 2 problems. They run into the problem that what if someone else finds a deck that's fantastic, perfect for what they're looking for, but they refuse to learn from other people. Same thing is, if you only make original decks, you're going to spend a lot more time in that experimentation phase, where you can cut down the experimentation time by vicarious learning through the failures of other people. And it's a fallacy. You could always take a deck, copy it, then get original on it, then apply creativity, then play with it, cut things, add things, preferences. Okay, we're gonna link this if anyone's interested in what we're reading. We're reading something we wrote ourselves to encourage ourselves. So, although most of it's not reading right now, we're just like commenting on what we wrote. So, it's okay to win. It's okay to lose. Look, the best players lose. Okay, if you're okay at this game or any game, you have a 50% win rate. You win 50%, you lose 50%. If you're good at a game, you win like 60% and then you lose 40%. You don't need crazy win rates. To achieve champion in Mythgard, we tracked our win rate, 66%. For top 10 in Elder Scrolls Legends, 84%. It's a little bit higher. The reality is 84% is not 100%. 84% is not 100%. You don't need to win every single game to achieve these goals. Those are your goals, right? So, knowing that it's okay to win and okay to lose, I think something we've learned is losing can be fun. And if you do not have fun when you're losing, you're actually going to have, you're not going to have fun 50%, up to 50% of the time you're playing. Because if you lose 50% of your games and you win 50% of your games, 50% of the time you're going to be sad. So when we say it's okay to win and okay to lose, it doesn't mean we're not trying to win. It doesn't mean that we're not trying to not lose. It just means that if you win, it's possible to have fun. It's possible to learn. It's possible to become a better player. When you lose, it's actually possible to have fun. It's possible to become a better player. It's possible to try your best. So what we try to focus on is maximizing our win chance. We try to do everything in our power, good luck and bad luck, to maximize that win chance. And what can you do more than that? If you try to maximize your probability of winning, there are going to be games in card games specifically where you absolutely will lose. It doesn't matter. You play perfectly, you lose. They just drew perfect. They countered you. Matchup. All these kind of things. So the idea is, if we lose, what's a big deal? Did I lose my house? Did I lose my arm? Did I lose my ability to play again? Can I get back in there? No, you didn't. And losing can be okay experience. Like, give me an example. Sometimes we get affected, we get bitter when we lose to certain people. What if you just imagined every single opponent you played against was Alexander the Great? What have you got to play against Alexander the Great? You just queued. You played against Napoleon Bonaparte, Gwent, Shadowverse, Elder Scrolls Legends. What have you got to play against the best strategists who have ever lived? And you lose. Or you win. If you win, it's not like you won the lottery. If you lose, it's not like you lost your life. You can enjoy that moment. You can think, whoa, wow, we just beat Napoleon. Or we can say, ooh, we just lost Napoleon. Either way, that can be a very fun experience if we allow ourselves to key in to that moment. Honor good. Our final sentence in M10 was honor good. I think the real focus of my focus is to honor what is good. So that can mean honoring logic. So when we're in a match, using our brain to its fullest potential, we think logic is a good thing. By using it to its fullest potential, we're honoring. Every single time we're in a match where we're tempted to, let's say you're losing, right? It's when you're losing, that's actually an opportunity to pause, take a deep breath, look at your opponent's grave, look at their board state, look at their deck, look at your deck, just look at things again, and just see if there's anything there. Like, just be neutral. It's an opportunity to honor logic, because logic tells you that you're going to lose games no matter what. So having a strategy about what you're going to do when you lose a game kind of makes sense, right? It's like, you're going to lose games, even if you are Azakov, even if you're Freddy Babes, even if you're Demorcus, even if you're even if you're Tailbot, if you're any of these guys, right? You're going to lose games. And the logical way of thinking is to say, when I lose games, what do I do? And the normal thing to do is to cuss, to swear, to get overly ecstatic. But is that really a logically good use of time? No. You could use that time to meditate and say, what is the metagame? What is going on here? Why did we lose? Where could we have improved? What play do I wish I could have redone, and what would I have done differently? What cards do I wish were in my hand, but are not even in my deck? I do this when I play Elder Scrolls Legends specifically, is when I am losing, or I'm about to lose, I look at my hand and I imagine if I could magically transform cards in my hand into any card in the game or in my colors, what cards would those be? And I use that backwards thinking backwards, saying, okay, this is my hand. If I can turn these into anything, what would I want to be turned them into? And if I did turn them into those things, would they win me the game? That backward thinking helps generate new ideas on what kind of decks, what kind of improvements I could do to my deck. Red screaming. So to me, that's an example of honoring good. When we choose to throw tantrums after losses, is that the higher way? Does that honor what's good? And if it is honoring what's good, what is it honoring exactly? If I'm screaming, throwing water bottles after I lose, I'm not exactly sure what is being honored. And logic is just one example of something that can be honored that is good. And there are just so many other things. At Champion, we said, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for Mythgard. Thank you for courage. Thank you for intelligence. Thank you for desire. Thank you for time. Thank you for fun. Thank you for other people. Thank you for myself. Thank you for you. You are my real champion. XOXO, which means hugs and kisses. So, I think taking the time to say thank you to the game developers who made the game, saying thank you for these virtues, courage, intelligence, desire. These are, courage and intelligence are virtues. Desire is an interest, it's an emotion, right? It's sometimes we don't take the time to say thank you for emotions. And honestly, one of the things that is very, very pleasurable, I think, and very powerful about being human is our emotions. Like desire has led people to conquer entire continents. Like desire is a very powerful thing. And it's also led people to mow the lawn when they didn't want to. It's led people to surprising their girlfriend with flowers. It's led people to learning how to cook a steak when they didn't know how to cook. Desire is a very powerful force. And having more desire, having humans struggle to control their desires. In fact, the desires control them. And I think taking the time to be thankful for the desire is an interesting one, because desire can lead to good and bad things, but when applied in a powerful way, it transforms the entire map. Thank you for time. Thank you for fun. You know, time is something, it's interesting. Every person who's ever lived to be like 27, if they're like 27 years old, it means they've all lived 365 days as 26. So everyone who's been 27, if you look at the population and just say, okay, let's look at all the people who are 27, they all had 1 year as 26. We all had 1 year as 26. We all had 365 days. So it's a gift they all had in common. But unfortunately, not everyone gets to use that time how they want to use that time. So there is some unfairness built in, right? But being thankful for that time is great, because without time, you can't play. Can't love, can't work, can't enjoy. When we play multiplayer games, these games cannot exist without other people. If there's no one else playing the game, you can press the play button and nothing will happen. So being thankful that there are other people on the other side of the world, or even my neighbors who are playing the same game as me, that's important, right? Like, if they weren't there, no game. Simone, the God. Hi, Dutch Tutorial. What do you think of the game Cards, a World War II based card? I've seen that in Steam. I haven't played it. I've not played it. I'm probably going to take a break a little bit in like computer card game exploration, because this past year specifically, we took the opportunity to get pretty deep into CCGs. And we chose the CCGs that interested us the most. But I can learn these kind of games by just watching them, and I do that. So I've watched a lot of games that I don't play. Yeah, I'm very excited. The fact that there are just so many types. The fact that there are so many CCGs, it fills me with so much happiness. Like, if we don't nuke ourselves, 2059 is going to be better than 2019. That's a big if. That's a big if. I really believe humans have the ability to nuke themselves or not nuke themselves. I really believe they have. It isn't, to me, it's not set in stone. I believe that it can go either way. And I'm saying, when I look at, like, there's a World War II CCG, there's like Shadowverse, there's Hearthstone, there's more CCGs. I'd have friends who are making CCGs. There's like a lot of different CCGs just coming up. Nice. Oh. What? It makes me really excited to see what else creative stuff people come up with. It just shows that there's just so many people, and you don't need that many people to make a game profitable. You don't need that many people. Like, basically, it's okay to be niche. Like, it's okay to create a game that satisfies the needs of a slim audience. I think that to me, that's very encouraging, because I fear that my tastes will never be mass market approved. Like, they just won't. The God of time and space. I wonder if this is a very good idea. We don't know. Holy, is your name. So our final sentence in our encouragement was, thank you for myself. Thank you for, it's like 3 sentences. Thank you for myself. Thank you for you. So I said myself, you are my real champion. You, in this case, is God. The same person that the singer of this song is singing about. And the way I view it is God is a game designer. To me, I think of God as the world's best game designer. I'm just one character. I'm just a character. I view life, as humans know it, as it's like the game that humans are trying to create. I mean, look at any AAA quality video game like God of War 4. You look at Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Look at any of these games. What are they trying to do with these games? They're trying to create a very cool user experience. How far can we push him? I think we can push a little bit. We're just gonna see, maybe we should have put the reinforced building stuff first. So seeing God as a game designer and the world we live in as a video game, where it's just such a polished game, like the game we live in is such a polished game, it barely looks like a game. But it has all the characteristics of a God of War, of a Horizon Zero Dawn, but taken to the extremity that we could only imagine. Do you know how many game designers it would actually take to make a game that looked like real life? Like The Sims 4 compared to real life. The Sims, they speak in gobbledygoo. They speak in like Sim talk. But when you... The God of time and space, the universe... They speak holy. They speak in a made-up language. All Sims speak in a made-up language. Which, if you look at real life, just look at how deep linguistics is. Look how organic language forms. Just look at the depth here. The depth is insane. Your praise, singing holy, holy is your name. So we're just gonna push him all the way. I don't know if we should take this down. We probably could, so we probably should. We'll see. Let's hold on. Steady volley. Oh, boys. Be beaten. God is speaking. I've not played the new Shawnee, so we're about to see how good she is. She looks kind of good. If we can pull this off, this is going to be nuts. We should probably get some Hubert on deck. Speaking. Speaking. Shen. Oh boy. What is this? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, the points that are the stacking of points here. The god of time and space. The universe declares your praise. So if you just look at language alone, and then you just ask yourself how long it would have taken if I told you all the designers in the world, I ask all the game designers in the world to make a language system as sophisticated IRL, they would all tell you, we're not enough. Universe. See, video games, as we make them, are very much about illusions. They're about creating the illusion there's language, the illusion there's a choice, the illusion there's a character, illusion of combat, the illusion. Like this is just animated pixels. It's a JPEG that's animated, and it's an illusion.
The city is managed by bots.
Dude, wow. Wow! Oh, wow. Wow! I don't even know if we're gonna win this round, but this is crazy just seeing all these charges just go off. Like, whoa. Oh, that's great. That was great, just seeing so many charges go off. Okay. I'm a little... Oh, shoot. That card's on the board. She's here. I didn't realize she's here. That's bad. That's dangerous. There's no way we're going to win this round. Who thinks we could win this round? I don't think we could win this round with this card here. So we're actually going to go down a card, which means we're probably going to lose the game. But we're going to go down. Okay. This is definitely the right choice. With so much bleeding. Face to face. God of time and space. The universe has your prayer. Dude, he has just so many points on the board. I'm looking at his points and I'm just thinking. So if anyone's wondering what's happening, I'm actually trying to think right now. Would we have won if we went to the next round? We chose to go down a card. So, but he used all his leader abilities. Okay, so he used 3 leader charges, right? So he did use 3 leader charges. So we did take something out, but we're down 1 card. We're down 2 cards, and he still has the advantage on points, which is pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. What is this going to? Okay. The win. So there's no turning back now, you know. I actually made a mistake. I think I lost some points by not choosing to do this. Oh, boys. I should have done this. Oh, I should have done that earlier. I should have done this early on Prince and Ace. It's okay. I should have countered his bleeding very hard, is what I'm starting to realize. Ashani could have stopped the bleeding. So do face to face. Sin wanderer, God of time and space. So if he has Osriel, we just lose, right? Osriel brings out Hyaduken. Singing hope. So, if you guys watch our channel, you'll probably hear us talk a lot more about a lot of the things we already talked about, because these are things that we're excited about. Like, seeing, like, I believe that if you want to become a great game designer, you should learn from good game designers. But if you could, why not learn from the best game designer? Heartbeat beating, God is speaking. Beat beating, spirit speaking. Like, you can learn animation from Walt Disney, or you can learn animation from the guy who animated Walt Disney. Like, Walt Disney's a great animator, okay? But God animated Walt Disney to be able to animate Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Heartbeat beating. Rinse. Good job. Good job, Meave. Good job, Rashani. I don't even think we played that perfectly. We are... Wow, that's a good... We got a really good card. Great Oak's really good. So thank you for Great Oak. Time and space. Universe declares your pride, singing holy, holy. I enjoy it enough to have just spent $60 on it. I spent $60 on meteorite powder yesterday, because yesterday was Black Friday, and if you go to the shop, the meteorite powder is 50% off, and that's the best deal I've seen in 2 years of playing Gwent. Like, Gwent, 7,200 meteorite powder used to be like, what, $49.99? Then $40. So it's kind of a good idea for me to go get 3 times, I think, because I think for 2 reasons. I think Gwent is a really good game. I think it's one of my favorite games, period. I don't agree with like many design decisions, right? Homecoming hurt a lot of people. It killed a lot of good decks. It ruined a lot of good cards. It's like you could talk about that all day, right? Like card advantage spies were a great mechanic. That I personally thought card advantage spies was brilliant. Like, brilliant stuff. Honestly, people crying about it, I kind of understand what they're going at, but like, if you looked at how brilliant and how creative, like, what other card game has card advantage spies? I don't remember seeing this. So when I made this purchase, I felt that it was a good deal, and I also felt that Gwent as a game, I'd like to see it do well. Okay? So I may not agree with everything. I may not agree with everything Gwent. I play other games, right? So that's also, to me, a critical part of enjoying games like Gwent, is playing other games helps you enjoy other games. Like, if you play other games that don't have card advantage spies, you start to look at card advantage spies as, ooh, this is unique. This is something special to Gwent. And then when you play Gwent and then you switch back to another game, then you're like, oh, that's what makes that game special. So I actually really enjoy all the games I play. If I do not enjoy a game, I'm not playing it. And I don't intend to use that meteorite powder fast. I intend to just use it to budget it and just animate cards as we see fit. And something that I like about Gwent specifically is the fact that I have like large parts of my collection are animated. And I don't really spend money on animated cards too much in other games, particularly because I get bothered by the idea of having like half my deck is animated and half of it's not. So like I kind of like accept that it's just not animated. So like the hopelessness, look at Elder Scrolls Legends as an example, it feels hopeless to get an animated deck. And because of that, I don't even bother. So I don't even really bother to like animated card. It's a foregone conclusion of not getting animated cards in that game. But Gwent, I already have like such a critical mass of animated cards. So just like, and that's something I appreciate specifically about Gwent is like other games are so damn stingy when it comes to animated cards. And I really disagree with how their pricing model works. Personally, I think Shadowverse Elder Scrolls Legends, I won't say about Mythgard. Mythgard, I'm still new to Mythgard, so those two games, I think they could make a lot more money off of animated cards if they price things differently. So I think it's a win-win. I think it's possible to find a win for the customer and a win for the company that created it. And I still think Gwent has the best art in the game. It's the best premiums. It's the best. So the game's enjoyable, but it definitely, if you liked old Gwent, wow, was that a rude awakening? It was a real rude awakening. So if you just think it's just you, no, I had a rude awakening too. Adalia is pretty interesting because if we're looking at monsters, give it enemy bleeding. Shawnee was such an MVP in this matchup. You just did so much work. Like, you're just so crazy. Alright, let's get started with this guy.
Have a look at that.
Also, I really like I reviewed Iron Judgment before I made my purchase decision, and I like the direction of where Iron Judgment was going. Dude, this Toad Prince, I'm a big fan of Toad Prince. I used to play him when no one played him. I just felt like it's 9 for 10? It's a 9. This is a 9 cost removal for 8. That's good. It's a good card. Heartbeat beating. Alright, so I was talking about God as a game designer. I feel like it's practical. I feel like if a person wants to be really good at basketball, they should study the best basketball players. If someone wants to be the best game designer, I was using Walt Disney as an example. Walt Disney is a great designer. He's a great animator. He's a great entrepreneur. But there's nothing in the rulebook that says you can't study both. You can literally study Walt Disney and you can study God. The moment you start to study, so some people think, well, studying God means only looking at scriptures, only like memorizing things. No, actually being empirical, studying. Actually being empirical and studying nature is studying God's handiwork to me. So just being a scientist and observing the solar system creating Hubble's telescope, to me that actually is studying God's game. It's like literally studying the game that God created. The moment people start to look seriously at things like gravitational force, trying to uncover, okay, I think he really wants to fight this. So I'm trying to understand, okay, this is going to die if I don't do something about it. So this is a kind of challenge here, is when do we know when to get out of this round? Hold on. When are we getting out of this round? So if you don't play Gwent, this is like the critical turn. It's like, am I trying to get out of this round right now? He will pass on me if I play this card. He really will. I should have played this here, and then I should have used Redanian Archer, but we kind of like... There's some animation lag in terms of putting plays. I really should have put this here, because this did the same thing. Damage immunity. If it's bleeding, damage 3 is killing this card. I'm like trying to desperately get out of this round. And, don't even. I'm feeling like weird. Oh, I wish I had a dragon to just blow this thing up right now. Alright, so we're going to bow out. So our opponent's... so he beat us on even. So he went second, I went first. And he captured the first round, and we're on even. It's a very dangerous place. So my deck is very it's very engine heavy. So we have these cards that don't get full value until only if the round is very long. Excuse me. And alright, my hand's pretty good, but I wish I had a dragon in my hand. We need a dragon to activate Ike, and otherwise this hand is really good, but no Ike is very bad. It's risky. Alright, there's the dragon. Keeping it. We need a dragon. Ike. So he might play something gigantic. Alright. So he's playing into the round. Of the tides, of the tides. Let's get a daily on the board. So we're even. You can look at top right and bottom right as how many cards remain in hand. And this game is all about who can bully someone out of their resources. To win in Gwent, you need to win 2 out of 3 rounds. So he won the first round, you can see by the crowns here. So technically, he could have just gone straight to round 3, but he's choosing to literally bleed me by like literally using a card that has bleed effects. And I'm very happy he just did that because this is dead. We're going to reclaim our card advantage. But he might bleed me so hard. So his strategy right now might be to make me go into a short let's get Visigoda on the board. Actually, this kind of... I might want this. Yeah, let's get this on the board. So we're kind of baiting out for the Visigoda. So if he kills this, we got Visigoda. Visigoda is a very powerful engine. Basically says whenever a person plays a card, this thing gets stronger and stronger. So he's killing this. He would have killed Visigoda basically. Creates 1 spawn. Fine. Alright, Visigoda is in.
Critical thinking, a sign of a healthy mind.
Critical thinking, a sign of a healthy mind. So we're kind of at his mercy. He can choose when to end this round, basically. Because technically he doesn't need to win this round, so it doesn't matter how far behind he is. His goal is to bleed as many good cards out of me. Play his crappiest cards. Because he's at 4, I'm at 10, right? I have to stay ahead at all times, otherwise I'm in danger of losing another card. Like, if he's able to get another card, they call this card advantage. So I have to hold my ground. Gwent is a lot less about lane placement. Like, the old Gwent used to be so lane intensive. This sort of thing. Okay, so this is where... Okay. dangerous. It's dangerous to play Priscilla, but you know, Priscilla, he knows Priscilla's in the deck. She's such a critical part of the deck. She's basically refueling the ammunition of all these guys. Probably has some type of removal. So far, the game's not looking too good for us. I'd have to go back. I think it goes back to Toad Prince. Toad Prince is such a good card. It removed something and put 9 points on the board, making it really hard for my deck to specifically regain tempo. Like, Toad Prince basically shifted momentum, and it almost guaranteed that he was going to win the previous game. Okay. Okay. Sure. Oh, her. Her. Oh, that could have been way worse. Oh, we're good. We're good, boys. We can just smack that down with good old Ike. Is your mommy?
Seven limbs, blood, and guts.
Well, Priscilla did work against Oriana. Is Shani? Well, Shani and Priscilla together. Teamwork. Just like literally countered what he just did. So he actually fully committed into this round with triple blood scent. I don't know if I agree with that, because it really depends on what his late game's looking like. Because so far we haven't seen the biggest cards that this deck could have. Can this is 20. Lovely. Here we are, face to face. The question is, yeah. So right now we've kept in lockstep, so we're equal on him, and his bleed has not worked. Okay. What's the highest thing in my deck? What is the highest thing in my deck? 8. So it's either Dandy on the opposite row. Unfortunate. Pretty smart. Go forth. Oh wow, I almost Ike! For the people!
Commands it.
This is like some serious girl power. My skin. So we can't lose this round. We can't lose this round anymore. It's not possible. So he's like, alright, I'm out. Now, it's very possible to lose the last round. So technically, the more points you win a round by, the worse it is, because that means you have less points to win the subsequent rounds by. So you don't actually want to win a round. Okay, we have all gold cards. We can't complain about that. The Nick Guard Braca, Arbalist, and Adept. Or actually, Hubert's fine as well. Hubert's actually really good. Hubert would be crazy. Okay, we didn't get Hubert. It's fine. So he probably has Lightning Bolt, some kind of remove. He's shown his ability to remove this. He's shown his ability to remove this card over and over again. I mean, his deck is a mix of removal. Oh shoot! This is what you really wish. Oh, this thing's so dead. Oh, that sucks. That's so dead. That thing is dead. Like, absolutely dead. There's like no way. So, alright, before we kill this, let's appreciate what this does. It's a 13 drop for 10. It has 13 strength, but it says gain armor equal to the number of cards in your hand. He has 4 cards in hand, so if you destroy the armor, it just dies. So it's like a little... It's dead. So thank God. Like, I don't... Actually, if that... I was saying how we wanted to actually see that in the previous turn. No. Actually seeing it in this round is way better, because it's... If you play that as your first card, you have like 9 armor. Like, if it has 9 armor, removing something with 9 armor is not a good thing. It's not easy to remove something with 9 armor. Archer Hand's looking pretty solid now. He's shown his inability to remove engines. Be beaten. Put the dragon on board. So he hasn't been able to... One way to play this deck, if you're just not familiar with how these kind of decks work, is you play less valuable engines. Like the Reinforced Ballista is an engine, so it deals 1 damage every time it has a shot. And then Synthesis is just another engine. It has the same level of toughness, so they're both equally vulnerable, but she can shoot 5. She can shoot 5 times. This thing can shoot only once. Basically. So like Synthesis is just a strong. It's a gold card, so Ballista is a bronze card. They're similar, but she has more shots. Uh-oh. Ooh. Actually, oh, that didn't stop it. But they both do the same thing, so if I gave a charge with Meave, it didn't really matter which one we went for. So I think we got this. His best play is Ozreal. Ozreal is not a tie. Ozreal is like... I think Ozreal is the best play. It would be 14. Ozreal, 14. So it goes to 1 point. This thing goes to... I think it goes to 1 point. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, the bleed doesn't count. Oh, wow. Wow, it would have been tied. Okay, I wasn't sure. So we won the last game by 2 points. If bleed triggered... If he was able to trigger bleed at the end before... Like, so he had bleed on 2 of my creatures. It says deal 1 damage. But I think they deal 1 damage at the end of my turn, not the end of his turn. So the problem is... Oh, so he had... I would have had another turn for that to really register, basically. Alright, I think we're going to play one more. And you guys are always welcome to join us. Ask questions, hang out, chill. Backseat gaming is allowed. So if you think I did something really stupid, please call it out. Or if you think if you see that there's like a better card in the deck, let me know as well. In the stars, in the stars. But I'm gonna keep meditating on this idea. I think one of the interesting things about there's this idea of so I'm gonna sing this lyric and then there's this interesting idea about like knowing God or like meditating on God. It's like it actually seems like, well, that sounds theoretical, that sounds nice, but like how can you actually do that? How can you like people barely even know themselves. How can you know someone that is unknowable if that person even exists, right? Well, let's use an example. Leonardo da Vinci. Does anyone know Leonardo da Vinci? Kind of, but not really. So, like, if you look at the Mona Lisa, or if you look at other works of art, the Vitruvian Man, as an example, we might know of these things, but we don't really know that much about his personality, or like personally. Even if you say we have his journals, who knows if his journals paint the full picture of who he was, right? But to a certain degree, it's possible to know an artist like a Rembrandt or a Van Gogh simply by interacting with their work. So if you look at Van Gogh's work, and then you look at it spread out, or Rembrandt, I like Rembrandt more than the other two, but if you look at their collection of work, if you look at their magnum opus, their masterpiece, you can get an idea of their aesthetic. You can get an idea from, oh, I know he likes this color palette. I think he's interested in these subject material. In my skin. I have not seen anyone play Syndicate against me in a long time, so I'm a little excited because I haven't seen it in like 20 games. Probably going to kill this thing somehow. Probably. Poison. Fish attack. Maybe we should have done that. I don't think we should have buffed it for a couple of reasons. And maybe we should have actually played this card instead. But I actually kind of wanted to see if he had a removal. But there's an argument to say this card actually has armor, so... Sure. And so when we come to know artists, we can get an idea of their modus operandi. We can get an idea of how they think. And I think that's the same way a person can actually get to know God, is by looking at him as an artist, as a designer, and looking at his art and his designs and saying, we can use this to judge their work. Like, you can judge people by their work product. Like their portfolio. If you're hiring an artist, an illustrator, you're looking at, okay, what is their past body of work and what are they most proud of? What are they putting at the front page? What are they putting at the top of the pile? Heartbeat beating, speaking, creation upon me. So artists may not want to be judged by their work, but they are judged by their work. They are known by the quality of their produce. And to that degree, we can know someone and we can say, this artist, I think they're good enough for the job, or... Okay, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. I was like, I don't think that does anything. God is speaking. We're being a bully. We're really pushing him. We're really pushing this. Yeah, we bullied him out of this round. Like, and that might be for better or worse. Sometimes winning the first round by such a gigantic margin can indicate an overinvestment of resources. Like, you just went a little bit crazy. Alright, well, Winch actually looks really good with Shawnee. Kind of want to see if that will work out well. Ike is kind of a dead card. I think Ike is just straight up dead card in this matchup. How hard do we want to bleed him? Just play Dandelion. Let's just get this down here. Universe. Okay, we're really gonna bully him out of this round 2, is my conclusion. I think that's the correct course of action. Hello, maker of the moon, there is room.
I'm magnetic. I tend to know what I'm doing when I prescribe something.
Alright. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay. Sly Seductress is coming out. Sure. Can I actually kill this? Can I actually kill this before this comes out? Sometimes I get confused whether these actually... The moon of the moon has inspired my every move. Oh! That is not what you want to see happen. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. That is not what I wanted to see happen. It's okay. We're gonna risk the pass. Okay. The wonder of the god. I forgot how this guy worked. I forgot. It's an order damage. It used to be damage an enemy unit, so I kind of didn't even read it. What does this dude do? What does this do? Gain death. Alright, we're gonna get some serious turns going down here. Hello, Tamer. The time.
Like you said, I do it differently.
Face to face, lost in wonder at the god. We will see whether this was a great idea or not. Yeah, usually with Northern Realms. Okay, what does that do? Ah! Get away from her! Get away from Priscilla! Don't touch her! Don't you dare! She's very special. Shields up! Shields up! This is all about Priscilla playing strumming her mandolin, and Dandelion. It's a rock concert. All right, upturn. I think we're doing great so far. I think we're doing great. We're ahead on points, and this is about to get. He has shown inability to remove. She has shown inability to move Prince Unsize. Heartbeat beating, God is speaking. spirits, your creation. I haven't even. Ah! Shawty's going down! Shawty? I respect that. I respect that very much. Should I get out of this round? Probably not. Probably not. I have a lot of points hidden here. There is no retreat, no surrender. Oh, those have defender? Oh, are you serious right now? You can't be serious. You can't be serious. I have to shoot those things? Oh, those have defender. Seriously? I thought I was gonna be able to just go in. I seriously thought I was just gonna be here. I thought I could just shoot the slicer. Like, nope, nope. Sure. Okay, sure. Legolas! Bring him down, bring him down! Well, I should actually give charges as much as possible. Of the time. Dude, Shawnee Priscilla is so strong. So strong. Okay. Who has a bounty on their head? None of these enemies have bounties. Oh, he just got repped. Yeah, he's ripped. He has no bounty creating cards in his hand. Every ally turn end. What do we actually want? He has 8 coins. So we need to kill a spender. This is the kill. This is the kill. I might have put a little bit too many points on Neneke. Just a little bit. I just went a little bit crazy on the Neneke. Neneke is just, you know, you never want to put too many points on a card. And like, if you put too many cards on a card, like Neneke, she's a 14. The more cards you put on a card, the more points they can get in a single card. If they can just destroy, if they have a card like Morelse can destroy a card. His ability to just straight up destroy a large card would win. But yeah, there's no card he can win this game. Just done. There's more than double the points. And Syndicate's problem, because we've been following, even though we weren't playing Gwent for some time. Oh, that was actually really fun. One more. Let's just do one more for the people. I was gonna say, even though we weren't playing Gwent, we were watching every Gwent tournament, so we do have a pretty good understanding on some stuff. All the official ones, all the Master Series, all the Gwent Masters. 14? I think it's rank 14. So the thing about Syndicate looks really good or looks really bad. That's how the faction seems to play out. And unfortunately for Syndicate's strongest point is also Northern Realm's strongest point, except for Northern Realm's strongest point is even stronger than Syndicate. Because Syndicate loves long rounds, so does Northern Realms. Northern Realms, this deck just like loves it. So the thing about Northern Realms is we're talking about taking... There's like basically two types of cards in this deck. There's a lot of built-in redundancy. I love redundancy. So when I build decks, I like to design for redundancy. Venny, have mercy. Have mercy. You can have it once per day, and then you're out of charges. The two types of, so we build in redundancy. Redundancy is basically, okay, let's put in a bunch of cards that are very similar to other cards that are already in the deck. So, like, let's say you have a card that does something. If you want to make sure you have that, you want to reliably draw that and have that always, you put in as many cards that do similar things. Like, redundancy means, okay, let's get redundant. So this card boosts creatures by 1. Let's get another card that boosts creatures by 1. So for example, Aretuza Adet gives charges. So does my leader ability. So does so you have 2 Aretuzas Adets, the leader. What am I even against? All right, Northern Realms Warfare. It's appropriate. We're going first. So, for example, Aretuza Adet does the exact same thing as my leader ability, does the exact same thing as Priscilla. Priscilla is just a better version of it, so that it's redundant. So we have 4 things that do the exact same thing. Redanian Archer is redundant with Lyrian Arbalest. These cards, Lyrian Arbalest does the same thing as Redanian Archer, does the same thing as Reinforced Ballista. They all do the same thing in a slightly different way. And is Visigoda a go? Probably dead. Honestly, Visigoda just dead guy. But can win the round. Let's try to steal the round with Visigoda. Alright, we might as well just shoot this defender. Alright, that has... Oh. He had shield and armor too. Dawnmere of Troy. I should consider putting this in my deck instead of Visigoda. This card actually sounds straight up better than Visigoda. Defenders. Visigoda is just such a...
Falling stars.
Oh boy. Yeah, Visigoda is a card that usually doesn't live very long. Is the right way to... Oh, this thing is so dead. I need to find a way to... Committing a Shawnee into this round is some serious stuff. I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, Shawnee has won this every single game for me. Alright. Dandelion.
Are you my friend always?
Alright. That was Dandelion just riffed with Visigoda really hard. He started playing his music. It inspired Visigoda just like I'm being inspired by my music, and I'm thinking great thoughts. So he's working on his math problems. He's jamming on his guitar. What is this? Oh, why is this not in my deck? Thaler? When did Thaler do that? I think we should just get out of this round. I think we should get out of the round because he has a superior position. Yeah, I'm out of this round. Bye-bye. This defender causes so many problems. Like, basically, this Donamir of Troy has to be killed before you can kill the Redanian Archer. And by the time I killed Donamir of Troy, Redanian Archer got so much ridiculous, so many points already. So now that I do like that we managed to get out of the round, this time much better, in a better position than the previous matches. This is easy. Oh, Priscilla's in the hand. What do we want to see? Prince and Sace and Hubert and Nanigay are the cards to see. What do we want to drop? Although it becomes a question of, do you even want to drop anything? All right, daring. All right, that's fine. This is good. So Rebirth. Oh boy. Oh, and I just said, all right, we're out of the woods because he can't. You know, he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play that card again twice now, will he? He has other plans. Interesting. So this is a very good mirror match, and he's bringing some innovation to the matchup with Renew and with Donamir. So he has his strategy is to actually have more charge givers, whereas my deck actually has less charge givers and more shooters. Oh no! Oh my! Again? Again? Really? Oh, stop it! This is. How are we gonna get out of this? Oh, we didn't find Nenike, so she's going to be dying. How can we boost this? I have no way to boost this card. Well, this is dangerous. This is so dangerous. Donamir is much better than Visigoda. I can feel it. I can feel the power here. It is not easy to kill a 9, like shoot it with 9 things. Oh my, another one? This is innovative. Necromancy and reinforces, okay. He's going for Shawnee though. He changed targets. He's like, kill all forces. How can we get out of this? She is dead. She's gonna die pretty soon. So I have to make good use of her now.
How about you guys agree?
Dude. Donamir! Donamir is such a pain. Like, seriously. Like, it just feels like he's like one turn ahead of me so hard. Like, so hardcore. Face to face.
Give me a second.
Chip. He's actually shooting my engines while I'm busy shooting his shield. Like these, like I can't shoot these guys. Oh, Priscilla's inspired too, so his Priscilla's gonna do twice as much as my Priscilla. Ah, Shawnee down. Calling for reinforcements. So, you know, we just finally shot down the shield. But I think it's too late, you know, because this is going to shoot down the Lyrian. The good news is if he shoots down the Lyrian, oh boy. Donamir is going in. The Visigoda has always been a liability in this deck. Like, it's always been a question of should I play Visigoda? And they cost the exact same. And just looking at the impact, Visigoda. Ow, Priscilla! Rip! We actually might come out on top. Well, there's like this there is a world we come out on top here. Because he kind of ran out of... He's down one card. We shouldn't give up yet. Like, this is definitely not over.
I'll manage. Don't you fret.
We're actually ahead in points and ahead on cards. It's like, it might have looked grim, but we're pulling through. My champions. Now I need to speak to my troops. Lyrians! Fight! They're imposters! Oh boy. I don't think he's actually shooting the right target. I don't think he's shooting the right targets. I would have shot these arbalists. Okay. Dun, dun. So this... Oh, we're double the points. Alright. Let's get this. Let's get it. Reaper led. Oh. Wow! We were gonna win this game. I think we're gonna win this game. He's down a card. He made a huge mistake. Letting this Lyrian survive was just no. Okay, our hand is looking gorgeous. Now the biggest question, just looking at my hand right now, is do we really think Ike can even hit anything? Honestly, the reality is Ike probably missing. I don't think Ike's hitting anything. Alright, Winch is something. We would rather see Hubert, but that is a 1 in, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a 1 in 8 chance it's Hubert. And if it's not Hubert, do we feel bad about this? Is this really that bad? Actually, it's kind of bad. I'm getting rid of this. So we got punished. We got the worst. We got the absolute worst card to choose. We might really regret this, but but we're gonna go for it. If you can't remove this, so we got punished pretty hard. This is worse than I think. I think that's actually worse than Winch. Okay, that is a crazy good card to be playing on the last turn. If that actually pulls stuff, it probably will. Oh. 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 What do we want? It's almost this Megabota. We could almost bring him down, bring him down, bring him down. Pretty good play on Merkabur though. We are one card up, so he is playing from behind. So this is, and he's not even using his leader ability. I think we won. He hasn't even used his leader ability once. We just used it twice. We just took out 2 engines. This is looking savage right now, and I do like this. Oh, this card's not as bad as I thought it was. And he has shown an inability to remove this card from the board. Time and space. The universe. I really thought we were going to get wrecked this game. I do like this inclusion. So even though we're going to probably win this game now, I think Dawnmere, Thaler, and these other 2 cards, Reinforcements and Necromancy, I should seriously look at them. I mean, playing Queen Adalia so late. Oh, like this must feel bad. Like playing this now. Okay, we know exactly what's in his hand. All right, sure. So we know exactly what's in his hand. He has another Arbalist in his hand because he just revealed it. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We could just do the straight up slay. I think I like that. And I think we should reserve forces, shoot the next one. We're risking by not using Cele's ability, but I don't think that's a problem because he didn't remove her just now. So if he didn't remove her now, he can't remove her. Okay. He lost. He has an Arbalist in hand. We could actually pass right now, and he'd lose the game. Which is really crazy to think about it, because he had us in such a bad position. But if we just pass, he loses. My every move. Again. In the stars. So we take out. So one of the problems of his strategy, I think overall, is he did not understand, or maybe perhaps he does not understand. I don't think he understands how important it is to actually go first in the mirror. If you're in the Northern Realms mirror, or an engine versus engine mirror. Hi, Decode. Hey, thanks. The thing is, if it's an engine versus engine mirror, where both people are producing Lyran Arbalists and shooting each other, or these Redanian archers, as I said, this is redundancy. They're pretty much the same thing. In these kind of matchups, cool. We went 5-0. So thank God for helping us go 5-0. In this kind of matchup, you want to be the one who loses round 1, so you win round 2. Whoever wins starts the next round. So if you lose round 1, then you go second on round 2. If you win on round 2, you go first on round 3. Round 3 is really important because if you set your guy who can shoot people first before they can set up their guy who shoots people, you can shoot their guy who shoots people first. That's exactly what happened. So It kind of looked like a blowout towards the end. And it kind of was. Because there was some kind of miscalculation on his part on round 2. The way he bled on round 2 didn't work out correctly for him. In fact, it's arguable that he should... It's arguable in hindsight that he should have done the exact same thing, but carried it to round 3. So, like, there's a world he could have won that game, I believe. And that world revolves around him making sure we're on even cards going to round 3. Round 3, he entered the round with 1 less card than us. So I'm trying to make a cut for Donimir because Donimir just did some crazy stuff in that game. Although Visigoda is crazy too. So we're going to highlight and get ready to go. If you have any final questions, let me know. Can't kick Vess! I can't kick Vess. I can't kick Vess.